Tonight, a small sunglasses store in Pacific Beach is making big waves with their shades.
The last few years have been the highest high of my life. Winds that felt untouchable and lows that nearly broke me. This is my reintroduction. I always dreamed of working with Red Bull. It's been one of my favorite brands since high school. I never thought it would come in the fashion of Formula One, but it did. This deal felt like a dream come true. At the same time we signed this deal, we opened up our third retail store in one of the most prominent retail strips in the country. It was proof that Blenders was leveling up in a big way. We were expanding the brand and fulfilling our dreams of national retail. So we went all in. We built the 3,500 square foot Sunglass Museum, an absolute masterpiece, one of the most proud projects I've ever been a part of at the company. On paper, everything looked perfect. Partnerships, expansion, things I only dreamed about. I remember our leasing agent saying, "Chase, this retail strip gets more traffic than Disneyland." But the reality was about to get a whole lot harder and a whole lot more real. In 2023, the opportunity with Coach Prime presented itself for my dad. The timing felt absolutely insane. We had just opened up a store that was a year late and $1 million in cost, and we just signed Red Bull. Two huge bets, but no results to show for it. Yet I was signing a third one with Coach Prime. But honestly, my gut told me this was it. This was our Nike X Jordan moment. So I went all in.
I got a feeling when it's gonna go down, but it's gonna go down this year.
And it didn't just work. It went bonkers. Coach Prime sent us into the stratosphere. It was one of the greatest right place, right time moments in social media branding history. What started as one of the toughest years of my career flipped to be one of the biggest comebacks ever. We went from playing from behind, from missing results, to operational mishaps. All the things that could have went wrong, but then Coach Prime hit. It was truly transformational. In just 3 days, we sold 72,000 pairs and did over $3.5 million in sales. We went from sponsoring action sports athletes to being the face of college sports overnight and the face of The Rock. Yes, The Rock. 2023 was the most profound year of my life. The high wore off and I started to crash. We were still riding the success of Coach Prime. Everything else started to crumble. This was the lowest moment of my career. I was working harder than I ever have and getting less out. My confidence was gone. Imposter syndrome took over my life. The irony, the brand was more credible, more respected, more well-known than ever before. Outside, I was being praised. Backstage, I was struggling. I was living two different lives, and I kept asking myself, am I winning or am I losing? We closed the Santa Monica store only 1 year after opening it. Getting aligned with our parent company felt nearly impossible. Nothing felt like enough. The only thing that was filling my cup was speaking to students at San Diego State, where I went to college, telling my story, re-engaging myself with that community, reminding myself that I'm still valuable and worthy, and also showing up for my team every single day here, because I have an obligation to make this vision so big that everybody's dreams fit inside it. But honestly, was I having fun? Hell no. I was miserable, and I was 1 degree away from full-blown depression. But as Blenders grew, I found myself buried in operations, managing processes, putting out fires instead of creating, innovating, and building. I was spending more time solving complex problems than creating opportunities. And if I was stuck, my team was stuck. I kept telling myself, I got this, just keep going. But the reality was, I needed to face the truth. The things I loved, the things that made the biggest impact, just weren't getting done. Blenders had outgrown me in this role. I needed help. I needed a new head coach, someone who could bring structure, alignment, and execution at the highest level. I made the hardest and yet most important decision of my career, stepping down as CEO. After 10 plus years of being defined by that title, and honestly, a title that never sat well with me anyway, I had to know and I had to come to fruition that if the brand wanted to continue to grow and evolve, my role needed to change. This has never been about stepping away. This has been about stepping into the right role. Brand, storytelling, partnerships, culture. That's where I thrive and that's where I make the biggest impact. Now I'm navigating a new identity, from CEO and founder to founder and brand evangelist. Creating content, storytelling the brand, building partnerships, and creating opportunities that only I can do. This isn't about leaving the company, this is about leveling up. Leading from a new seat, a seat where I can dream bigger, I can do bigger, and I can tackle bigger possibilities. I get asked all the time, Chase, what's one of your biggest regrets? Well, one of my biggest regrets is not documenting the journey. And that's what this new chapter is all about. Taking you guys along for the ride. This isn't a highlight reel, this is gonna be the real reel. Showing you guys the highs and the lows and the unfiltered truth of what it truly looks like to build this brand inside and out and what it takes to build something extraordinary. So if there's anything you guys wanna know, if there's anything you guys wanna learn, if there's anything I can do to help provide more value and share my story in a unique way, let me know. I'm rebooting my YouTube vlog. We're back in action. This is just the start. Shades on, baby. Let's go.
These shades, bro, these shades are ridiculous. Man, these are nice.